Greetings, Commanders! It's Ryant1UM here, and today we are back once again in Stellaris Console Edition with the Gorgonite Devourers. So, in today's episode, we're going to go ahead and start it off right here at the beginning by going ahead and making sure that everything's good right there, but we're also just going to start the clock right now. We're back waiting for the endgame crisis. The Pithok Crusaders are just taking it to the entire galaxy right now. They're just going for it, they don't care, they're just killing everybody in their way, and it's honestly kind of funny. So let's go ahead and see what they are. They're still equivalent to us, and they're still at war with the state as well as the Imperium. However, the Imperium and the state are like pretty much gone, which is honestly kind of sad, but also kind of funny. We're really good as far as the amount of fleets that we've got. We're well over our fleet cap, but honestly, I don't care, because our economy is just incredible. Our economy is doing really well. And even if we go ahead and undock all of our ships, in fact, let's go ahead and try that. Let's just see what happens if I go ahead and undock every single one of my ships and say move them over to here. We're still over 1,000 energy a month, just about, and almost 1,000 alloys a month. So yeah, no, we're totally fine. Alright, but now I need all of you to go back. Please go back there. Thank you. Just go back home. There we go. So yeah, we're totally fine on our economy right now, even if we are over our fleet cap by quite a bit. Looks like our Dyson Sphere just got upgraded, so it doesn't even freaking matter. And in fact, let's see. Can we send all of you back at once? Yes, cool. Cool. So let's check out our partial Dyson Sphere. This is the final piece of the Dyson Sphere, so let's go ahead and grab it. And then we'll be making over 4,200 energy a month, which will be really great. We have more parts of our matter decompressor coming as well. It's currently upgrading to the boring phase, which is by far not boring. By no means boring, but it just means it's boring through the black hole. But yeah, so far we're just kind of playing the waiting game. We're just waiting on the endgame crisis to show up. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep spitting out battleship fleets, and we'll see what endgame crisis we get. Well, it only took us like, what, 35, 40 years to get our admin sprawl under control, since we went ahead and have 2 of these things going now. But hey, now we're positive that, and now our tech is much better. So as opposed to taking like 30 months to research some of these things, it's only taking like 10 to 15 months. So we still need to continuously have more and more tech, but honestly, our economy is just exploding now. We've gotten consumer goods from the Fallen Empire worlds that we had, but I'm just selling them every month, and it's boosting up our energy so nicely. Monthly trades, it's an extra 117, and now, honestly, since we're just making so many of the gateways and so many of the alloys, I'm just putting things everywhere. I'm just spitting out another fleet right now. In fact, it should almost be done. Yes, and there it is. And there's another gateway. So yeah, we're just going through and making sure that we've got gateways and everything set up, because in the event of the Scourge, they always spawn on the outside of the galaxy, and we cover a decent half of the galaxy. Now, if they spawn in the southern hemisphere of the galaxy, that would be a bit more problematic, because then we would have to figure out a way to get down there, and we would have to wait on the other empires to open their borders. Now, the other thing that I'm doing is to make sure that we are making the maximum amount of money every month, is I am actually going to start putting in a few of the anchorages. So I've got 5 more anchorages about to be upgraded. Once they're upgraded to the Star Fortress, I'll go ahead and keep them at Star Fortresses. No need to go to a Citadel as an anchorage, mostly just the Bastions I keep at my Citadel level. But honestly, I think we're going to be just fine. By the time this fleet is fully outfitted and everything like that, in fact, it already is. I believe we have over 1 million fleet power worth of fleets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this will be 7. And then add the middle numbers all together, and there's definitely over 1 million fleet power worth of power right here. Now, keep in mind, about 150k of that is corvettes. So, give or take that 100k away. But still, I think we're doing just fine. I'm just waiting at this point. Well, it's finally happened. The capital is at max capacity. As of right now, I don't really think we can put any more pops on this planet, so we're stopping the growth right now. As unfortunate as it is, Our capital is now finished, and in its final state, we made it to 166 pops, 80% stability, and 0% crime, which is really good. Decent output of resources and stuff. Lots of research, but it's a sad day for the Gorgonites. No longer will anybody grow on the capital. Oh, wait, never mind. We can do Mastery of Nature. Yeah, totally. Let's do that. Do those take time? Yes, they do. Alright, so we'll do Mastery of Nature. We'll get 2 extra districts. We'll put a couple city districts on there, or mining districts. And then we'll have a few more pops. We'll be able to squeeze out just a few more pops. Good God, what the hell are you doing over here now? Oh, they're neutron sweeping them. Okay. They just neutron sweeped both of these worlds, I think? No, they're currently bombarding this planet right now, though. I can't see them, but I know they're in there bombarding it. That was a perfectly good world that you just sweeped. Well, there's the end of the Imperium. That's one less empire in the galaxy. And now I believe they're almost done. Oh my god, they've basically swallowed everything. This is the only place of the state left, and I bet you they're about to sweep another one of their worlds, because that's exactly what they did to this world right here not too long ago. So yeah, they're probably getting ready to sweep both of Jindet and Kreen, and then the war against them will be over. And the galaxy is no longer at war with each other. What do you know? And so the Pithok Crusaders is either going to turn their eyes to me, or it's going to turn their eyes on the next Mega Federation, which is all down here. Now, see, if I was this Mega Federation, I would be trembling right now. And there goes the end. That's the end of the state. Oh, what did I tell you? They just neutron swept it. Neutron swept it, I should say. Okay, well now there's no war in the galaxy, so now we just wait to see what their next move is. And if they decide to declare war on me, bring it, bitches. I got 1,000,000 fleet power with your name on it. I have a feeling, though, they're going to go after the next Mega Federation. The Matter Decompressor. Got that one. Build a matter decompressor. The final stage of the matter decompressor is the most mundane, but in its own way, the most impressive. A vast automated array of smelters and processors break down, decompress, and separate the material of D471 Singularity into useful minerals, which are decanted into an unending fleet of robotic barges to be delivered around our empire. Would you look at that? It's beautiful. Glorious, even. So we've got the big 3 coming. Or we've almost got the big 3 constructed. We've got the Dyson Sphere constructed. We've got the Matter Decompressor constructed. And then just for shits and giggles, I'm building a ring world. Because I have so many alloys, it's not even funny. And I don't know if I should just keep putting it into more ships, or if I should wait until the crisis spawns, whenever it decides to spawn. We're now, what, 26 years after it could actually spawn? So, the closer we get to, like, 2400, I think the Scourge might be coming. Because if the Unbidden hasn't shown up yet, I really am worried that it's going to be the Scourge. I hate the Scourge, not to mention we've been putting all of our tech into shields. So our armor is really not that good. So if we go up against the Scourge, we're going to be kind of in trouble when it comes to their weapons hitting us. Now, the important thing with the Scourge is to have a shit ton of point defense and strikecraft, because they have a ton of strikecraft, and their stuff decides to melt hull and armor. So keeping them at a distance would probably be the best way to fight them. But we're good on admin sprawl right now, which is great. Our fleet cap is getting there. I think on some of the new planets, I'm actually going to be building, what are they? What the hell are they called? The bunkers? They're not called bunkers. The strongholds. Because that gives us more naval capacity based on how many people are working the jobs. And if we just build and spam a bunch of them across there, we can go ahead and make up that extra, extra like 100, 200 that we need to in order to get back above our naval cap. But other than that, just still waiting. So, just because I can, we're reinforcing a fleet with 7 Titans. I have too many alloys. I mean, it's a problem that I'm happy to have, don't get me wrong. But one fleet is going to have 7 Titans. So that's going to take how long? 770 more days until we have an entire fleet of Titans. Granted, Titans really are not the best thing to have when it comes to the endgame crisis, because they don't get a damage buff. They will when we get, if we get, what was it, I think it's 3.2 LEM. It hasn't even come out on PC yet, as of the time of this recording, but I believe they're making it so that, they being Paradox, make it so that the Titan's T-beam, the, like, T-weapon, right here, actually has a specific thing that goes with it. So you know how this is an energy weapon, this is a kinetic weapon. This doesn't have either, so it doesn't get the same bonuses from boosting kinetic or energy weapon damage. So hopefully we can actually get that and have that stuff going. So we have the rings. Jesus. The ring world right here. I don't think I could build the entire thing. No, okay, because I'm already upgrading the sentry array as well. But we'll get 2 of them going. If anything, we're just going to go for tech, because more tech is always good. Well secluded, I see all. Wonderful. Now show me something that I can actually look at. Can I see the Scourge coming in from the outside? Can I see the Unbidden plotting against me? No? I can only see the Awakened Empire and everybody else's dirty deeds? Okay, fine. Yeah, the Awakened Empire, they're a lot bigger as far as, like, the amount of fleets that they have. But, like, we could probably crush them. Maybe, maybe they'll just get owned by the Endgame Crisis if it decides to show up. The ring world has been completed. Our engineers and planetary ecologists today finished the last of the habitat sections on the ring world, blah, 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 blah. We built it because we're rich. That's what happened. That's exactly why we did it. Alright, let's just go ahead and colonize this bad boy. Which one is the one that we need? Oh, can you... Wait a second. Can you slam... You can build the meteorite ship and slam it into a ring world? Yeah, that's a good idea. Isn't that how we got... That's a bad idea. Isn't that literally the beginning of the freaking, what is it, the ruined ring world, origin? Alright, there we go. And we're taking care of a bunch of deviant problems across a bunch of our worlds. Why they're being assholes, I don't know. There we go. Alright, so we'll just get those 4 things going right there. So I made a decision that when the year 2400 comes along, we won't end off the Let's Play, but what we're going to end off is today's episode. Then in the next episode, we're going to war with the Pithok Crusaders. That's what's going to happen. We're going to start the war with the Pithok Crusaders, and then if we get caught with the Endgame Crisis as well, then we'll go from there. We need to be in a position with the Pithok Crusaders to kind of do the, the status quo, just to make sure that we're okay, and then we can focus up on the Endgame Crisis, beat it, and then go from there. So that's what's going to happen. So if by the time we reach 2400, the Endgame Crisis still has not spawned in, we will be going away for this episode, and then we'll be coming back in the next episode and immediately going to war with the Pithok Crusaders to wipe them from the face of this galaxy. Oh man, the Zeppo Dragon Sacrosanct Confederation has been destroyed by its enemies. Which means there's no more war in the galaxy at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, disregard, it's against these guys. So that means the Sidron Expungers actually won the robot overthrow, which is awesome. Good for you. Good for you guys for overthrowing the absolute tyranny of your people. But that also seems to have changed the Federation colors now. They're still in a Federation together. Or, let's see. Here. Yeah, they're in a Federation still together. They're in a Galactic... No, wait, no. They're on the Galactic Council. I thought they were in a Galactic Council. I think they're just a regular Federation. I think. Yeah, they're a Galactic Union. That's what they are. I was going to say they might be a Hegemon, but I don't think they are. But now all we need to see is whether or not the Takara sequence actually takes care of the rest of their overlords. And who knows, maybe the galaxy will be left with a devouring swarm, determined exterminators, driven assimilators, and a freaking awakened empire before the damn crisis shows up. But we're ready for them all. Uh-oh, there goes the Pithok Crusaders on their next crusade against the Sidran Expungers. I guess they don't like robots too much. Would make sense, they are spiritualists, so that's pretty funny. They are the spiritualist ones, aren't they? Yes, they are. Good to know. So they're going to be at war with them. Now, if you're probably noticing, there's a bunch of green scattered around our borders, and that's because we're coming down to the end of 23, or down to the end of this century, and I went ahead and mobilized my fleets. So my fleets are now stationed in every single choke point, ready to strike at whatever comes, whenever we decide to go to war with the Pithok Crusaders. Because I really don't see the endgame crisis spawning in the next 2 years, so once it reaches 2400, I guess every year after that we're going to be closer to the endgame crisis. So I am indeed making a few extra reserve fleets. We're still making tons and tons and tons of alloys a month. In fact, I'm going to make 2 more fleets of just battleships. That way, whenever we decide to have the endgame crisis show up, we can pretty much call back our fleets and then go from there. Now, I'm just literally building tons and tons of battleship fleets. If it turns out to be the Scourge, that's really going to hurt us. We'll have the distance on them, but we won't have the protection from all of the strike craft. We'll just basically be able to murder them, like, incredibly quickly with the amount of distance that we have on them, but at the same time, it would be nice to be able to hard counter them. If it's the Unbidden, we're going to be just fine, because battleships, changing them to having pretty much only shields, giving them pretty much all of the DACA we could ever need, that's really all we need to do right there. But yeah, so each and every single one of our border systems has at least 1 fleet in them. There is one of them, though, that has 3, I think, or 2. Yeah, down here. This is the one. We've got our Juggernaut, and then we've also got our battleship fleet right there. And then we have another one. Wait, what's that? Oh, that was that's their fleet right there, 56,000. Oh, the Sidron Expungers. The only aspect of your foul biology more unappealing than your digestive processes is the face you're making right now. Thanks. Thanks there, Mr. Robot. If we get too bored with fighting the awakened grandpas and grandmas, we'll come fight you next, okay? But my Corvette Swarm is over here. They're at one of the closer borders. So we'll be able to use the power of our bastions as well as... Oh, wait, no, these are battleships as well. Oh, no, those are cruisers. Where is my... Here it is, right here. So we'll be able to use the Corvette Swarm, and then we'll also be able to use the bastions and the citadels and everything like that. So, honestly, I think we're going to be just fine. I know I said I don't want to wage a war on multiple fronts, but it's probably going to be necessary, because I doubt the Sidron Expungers are going to be able to do anything to the Awakened Empire, and they're going to be gone by the time this episode's over, probably. But we're coming down to the end of the 2300s. How are our fleets doing? Holy crap, I need to micromanage our worlds. Oi, oi, oi. Alright, more and more battleships are now rolling off of the presses. And, you know, if we dip below minus 1,000, or if we dip below 1,000 alloys a month, it's okay. Because we're going to be losing some ships in this fight, I can guarantee it. But, my god, how much are we paying extra for our ships? 69. Nice. 69% is what we're paying for our ships by default. Damn, that is insane, the amount of stuff that we're making, or that we're having to pay for, yet it's really not even phasing us all that much. And there we have it. We've reached the year 2400 with no endgame crisis, so in the beginning of next episode, we are going to go to war with the Pithok Crusaders. And we'll go to war with them until the endgame crisis decides to show up, and we'll reap what we sow, I suppose. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and until next time, this is Commander Ryan1UM, signing off.